thank you very much. I feel honored to be moderating here. I mean, I knew the speakers were good, but also listening to what I had to say, I feel even more. And even yesterday we had a chance to have a lunch with the editors, and there were a few useful comments for this panel. I'm going to open the floor. Just give me a couple of minutes to summarize the ideas that I gathered through those presentations. And just about, there's one thing that was, I think for me, the elephant in the room, and it was not mentioned, which is money. So the thing is, all this is very nice, but how and where are we going to pay for this? And I like very much a comment that we got, not today, but yesterday at lunch, with Magdalena saying, well, there is enough money in the industry to keep going. It's just that it's not always evenly and kind of properly distributed. So that was a very important point. It's like, how can we, it's not about not having money, but how can we reallocate the money that goes from one place to the other in a way that makes publishing and open access and open science easier for, all over the places. Because there are some places that are the kind of the monopoly, not the monopoly, but they have very, very strong financial incentives, and there are some others that are not. And in this I would also include, we talk a lot about the south of the world, but even if I go not very far, if I go to Eastern Europe, I know that my colleagues, I also work in Estonia, and I know that there we don't have incentives to publish. So whenever I publish as an Irish, we have money from libraries, we have money from wherever to publish open access. Whenever I want to publish, if ever I wanted to publish as an Estonian, there will be no money. And I'm not even going down to countries that are considered kind of low income. Estonia is considered kind of north of the world because we are in the EU and so on. But this is already the first obstacle. The third thing is, and this affects of course more young researchers than kind of established researchers that have broader collaborations, but this is a general concern. The third thing is profit for profit. We have here representative of kind of associations that are non-for-profit and for-profit. And if you have an organization which is for profit, no matter how you kind of turn it, there is also the people that contribute to create it, they're also interested in profit. So how can we conciliate this desire of making money with the desire of giving a kind of high-level product and the desire to give accessibility and equitability in the industry? The second thing is about prestige and representation, because in the board for +1, it was very interesting. I was just to give you my own case. So there were representatives of various universities, and first of all, I noticed there was a university I didn't know, and I was like, wow, must be good. Sounds like US, which I wouldn't do if the university was based somewhere else. So the question is, if you take editors, if you take people from, if you try to be as inclusive as possible, can we modify our internal PAs, saying, well, even if this is from a country I don't know anything about, even if it is a university I don't know anything about, I cannot assume, I cannot take for granted that it's going to be lower quality than something else. And this is a process that, I'm the first one to be blamed, so that's why I'm sharing this, because I think this is a very natural thing, as a very human thing, to classify things. We are kind of domesticated into thinking a certain ranking, a certain hierarchy. And this is the way we grow up. And are we able now to change this kind of hierarchy? Are we able to kind of to look at the world in a more kind of equitable way? And the last thing was mentioned in the first part of the panel by Luciana, and it was about evaluation. How can we hope to push new models that could be more equitable, that could be more open, if those models are not recognized by the bodies that are supposed to evaluate our work? So this is, again, it's a huge work. You can see that it should be conducted in parallel, and should be conducted on all fronts. But this is the complexity, this gives you a kind of a very small overview on the complexity of the issue, which is not just about open science versus non-open science, money versus non-money, prestige versus non-prestige, but it's about, once you do this, how can you convince the evaluating bodies that what you're doing actually has value? We still talk of excellence in science, just like my research was more important than your research. And it's like, to me, there is only good science and not good science. Good science, I'm using a scientific method to produce some conclusions that are based on solid methodology and interpretation. And that is more important or less important, depends mostly on the fashion at that moment. What is more fashionable as in terms of what has more impact in terms of kind of policy, in terms of visibility. But this shouldn't, I mean, and then the European Commission keeps on promoting this idea of excellence. It is like, if I am excellent, you are not excellent. I mean, who is going to say that? And there's like kind of high, we have this, what's the name? Kind of high performing region and lower performing region, but just like producing more in Germany means that they are better than Estonia or better than Latvia in terms of numbers. And it's like we just keep on producing academic junk because we have to recycle and produce more to show that our country